I can't see my mouse. I can't seem to see my mouse in OBS. Can anyone else see my mouse? Is the sword cursor visible here if anyone happens to be watching? I sure hope so. I'm not sure how else to check. I have the setting that's supposed to show the mouse on, but I'm not actually seeing it. Well, it doesn't seem like anyone is quite here yet anyway. Hello there. Can you see my mouse cursor? It should be showing up in the usual sword form here over the light. I can't see it if I look in OBS, even though I have show cursor on. Okay, good. Not sure what's going on with my display then. So it looks like we should easily be able to finish IMS today, because there's just 2 left. So here we have for the first one, Mysteries of the Deep by Jeff. Mysteries lay in deep dungeon. Complex is mystery. Dungeons have complex mystery. Mysteries exist in deep dungeons. Wait. A story which none before knew. This is a job for our beloved exterminator Bethro, whose job is to find out what is going on in there. Mysteries lay in deep dungeons. Complex is mystery. Dungeons have complex mysteries. Dungeons are complex and mysterious. Mystery is complex dungeons. I don't know. New game. Entering the dungeon, Bethro grabs his sword, ready to slash some monsters. But there are no monsters. How did he get here? Architects folder 001. Orbs will trigger doors if hit by a sword. Click on orbs to know what doors they will affect and how. Is this... Have I wandered into another tutorial hold? Is that what's happened here? Like, yeah, here's what orbs are and what doors do. We need that. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Once I caught up on what you were referring to. That would work. Let me guess. Blue doors open if you clear the room of monsters. Did you know blue doors? Blue doors. Roaches are monsters. This dungeon roach will track you. Why am I in a tutorial hold? I thought this was about mysteries in the deep. Wasn't Jeff a person who made some puzzle holds of some description? This isn't marked as a tutorial hold. These open when you clear a room. What do you mean these? You should say green doors. Oh well. There's an awful lot of these that scroll could be referring to. I mean, it's hard to imagine how you open a scroll beyond being able to read it, but you do have opening as an option as a verb that's available for a scroll. Eighth place. 4 hordes, 4 techniques. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna read that. I bet I can do this without the alcove. Yep. Nice and easy. Broken walls will help me shield against these roaches. Okay, I can shatter. Wait. I can shatter one with my sword. Tiny cracks in the walls lead to secret rooms. No, secret stuff. These rooms are unrequired to finish a level, but are needed to master a hold. Are you telling me that there is one here somewhere? Because I didn't see any. Do you see any cracked walls in this room? Or the previous one? There can't be any in the entrance. I don't see anything in here. I guess it's just telling me that in general. Well. Time to walk back through this again. Okay. Maybe this is the tutorial level and now we'll get some meat. The exercise on the top floor makes him ready to chop more beasts. Okay. Oh, cutscene. This flow goes up. I wonder what this means. I might discover later. For now, I must discover what's new here. You can step on the stepping stones over there. Those aren't stepping stones, those are floor. Stepping stone is a different element. How does evil eye work? I know how evil eye works. You stab it and it dies. Force arrows. Force arrow practice room. Yep. Honestly, I think one of the most important and interesting aspects about Force Arrows as opposed to similar elements in other puzzle games is the fact that it also affects monsters and what moves are available to them. I think I'll just collect a whole train of eyes and then kill them all. Somehow I missed a couple though. There we go. Oh look, it's a classic roach maze. In a way, a classic roach maze is a bit like one of those ball mazes. You know, those things where like you can tilt the maze and the ball rolls to go with gravity. I think balls are a bit more finicky than roaches are, though. You have a pesky physics engine to contend with, you know, in reality. Simple enough. 19th place. Oh yeah, that's right. I wonder if you could make something like that with enough scripting. Here's what platforms are. Or rafts, I guess you can call them that too. Oh yeah, we do use hot tiles, in fact. I mean, if you want something that kills the roach instantly, you can put fire traps in, so... Or if you want something with a really weird timing, of course, there exist, spike traps. 4 spikes. Let's see if the secret room will be challenging. Let's see, is that bad? I probably need to avoid doing that. Made me break out the puzzle vision for this one. It is a secret room, after all. Big rafts can't fit in small gaps, but you can drop things off of them, did you know? You can drop monsters into the water from rafts. I knew that. I'm gonna make a point of not stabbing any of these eyes. If possible, I mean. I think I can get away with it. Do this right. Pardon me for coughing. Just probably allergies mostly. You know, a room must be a bit dull when I start making my own challenges for it. Or I guess it could also be really stimulating. Now, how did I do this in the other island? Probably something like that. Ta-da! Don't move the platform. Hit the orb, wait one turn, and move left. Wait, do I not move the platform, or do I move it? Now, I had to stab those 2 roaches, so... I mean, I guess that it meant don't move the platform until you're ready to. Now this looks like a room I can sink every monster in. It is interesting how diagonal movements, it tends to be really helpful for dropping a monster off a platform. I can't get those eyes that are facing left, because there's no way to wake them up. I literally cannot be the left of those eyes. Of course I mean west, but... So I have to stab these. Now that would be an interesting challenge if you build an entire regular hold, and then you make a challenge that says, stab as few monsters as possible, and somehow count how many monsters the player stabs. And then award the challenge at the very end of the hold if they achieved your requirement. Now this is an interesting one to try it on. I think I should just be more careful about waking things. Or I could grab that larger, there we go. There we go. This is what I had in mind. I didn't communicate it verbally very well, but... simple enough. Not sure if I was really supposed to use that 2x2 platform in this room at all, aside from coming back into it after finishing, but... Alright, that's level 2. His experience with rafts was pretty unsafe. When? When was it unsafe? Beethro then finds himself surrounded by pits. Pits are just like water, except in the ways in which they're not like water. Wraithlings are cowards alone. I don't know if you could hear that yawn. That's not what a nonlinear room is. That's just what a... No, whatever. This looks like it might be something resembling a puzzle of some sort. I mean, I think the idea is to block the eye from going somewhere specific. That's probably it. Maybe. Maybe it's the Wraithwing I'm supposed to block from going somewhere? I don't know. Or I should kill the Wraithwing first. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just fooled myself in this room. Anyway. Trapdoors. 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 least it's not clear all this giant lawn of trapdoors. Oh, that's what this room is for. Fools forget they can move diagonally. Gunther Budkin Exterminator. Now, I noticed that this is built in TCB era technology, but I guess they were aware of Gunther at the time? Not sure. That won't work. Yeah, that might be it. Now, what am I missing here? Probably that. That was moderately clever. Although it mostly fooled me because I was paying absolutely no attention after the rest of the room. This looks like I need to bonk the Wraithwing against the Roach, against this Force Arrow, I mean. Pretty dead simple, but at least there was some risk of failure. I think this solution to this room would have been obfuscated a bit better if there were broken walls around this red door. Or something, I don't know. Oh, okay. This is a platform sliding room. Dog has come into my room. FYI. Need to be careful about the position of the other platforms when I'm at this point. So that I can actually exit. Dang, these corridors are really dull. And back in level 1, there were some trees in the entrance. Is he criticizing his own decorations? Tokens turn Force arrows. It just says tokens, it doesn't say Force arrow tokens. Or arrow rotator tokens. And then it's directing me to go back and practice the Force arrow behavior again, even though that's completely unnecessary. progress, which means we must go backwards. Oh boy. Off to this corridor, whatever this is. It's pit platforms and a bunch of wraithlings, and really just kind of existing type configuration. Now that's weird. I thought for sure there'd be a way to get to... Oh wait, that's probably through the exit corridor, isn't it? Never mind. We want to go this way. Somebody help us! Freaking serpents! I'm trying to send a telepathical message to somebody. Yep, that's the psychic Fagundo head I know. Cut this off. No one's a Fagundo head here. Except you, that is. Someone help! Shut up! Do you have an off button or what? Great galloping goblins! Fagundo head. No Fagundo heads! Fagundo brain? No Fagundo brains either. Oh, never mind. Okay. That was a cutscene. I guess this might be the origin of the chatbot rendering Fagundo as a cuss word. I don't know. Psst, come here. Who are you people? The Undergrounders. We live inside dungeons. In this one dungeon, there are good architects, the one who build the stuff, and the dark architects, the ones who are the bad ones who want to foil the good ones' plans and punch the swords of the chaos. That was difficult to whisper all at once. What happened to you then? One of the dark architect buildlings collapsed a square of ceiling on me, and this is why I'm stuck. And I've been here for days, and hunger is stabbing me body part by body part. I haven't got much to live anymore. Down on floor 10, you'll meet a bunch of imprisoned good architect buildlings. Free them and let them help you reach the dark architect's seal. The builders have enough to tear down the barricade. Smirk, so long, buddy. Hey, wait, I need answers. I've got only half a minute left. Hurry with it, please. Who is building all this architect's folder stuff? The good architects, unnecessary comma, are in a war with the dark ones. The good ones had one more gimmick left to save the day. Use folder instructions to help the strong force get past the dark one's traps and tricks. You see, the good architect priests have found a strong enough force to take down the forces. And it's... Wait, who is it? Oh, darn it. I thought for sure that he was going to fall down the trapdoor. I'm not really clear on how hunger caused a person to explode in a blood splatter, but that's video games, I guess. Vithro's mind was confused. Who was the strong force? Was it him? Well, he'll know when the time says so. The strong force. The strong force. Yeah, okay. I just don't feel like I'm gonna see a whole lot of good here. Like, oh, here's how you potions. Did you ever see a potions? Because I've seen potions before. I'm probably just gonna move on, I think. I think I need to leave a little early today anyway, so... I've been at this almost half an hour and yet to see anything I really care about yet. Apart from some of that dialogue and the word buildlings. But that's not worth just continuing on right now. Let's see, The Mystical Palace by Rogu 3. After traveling for many months, Vithro finally located the hidden palace. Rumors say that vast amounts of treasure remain buried deep within, just waiting for someone to find it. Introduction. Yeah. The glow in the distance, what once seemed miles away, was getting closer. The menacing palace awaited him. After traveling among icy seas, navigating through the ruthless smuggler's maze, there's an "and" missing here, Vithro had finally found this mystical dwelling. After tying his boat to land, he marveled at the sheer size of the structure. He also spotted a small shack located on the other side of the large rocks. Now, you had an S alliteration going on right here. You could have continued. He spotted a small shack situated on the other side of a large stones. See, that would have been slightly more alliterative. I don't know. I guess that's his boat. If I find the treasure, I'll never have to work again. Now that sounds like Beethro to me. Thanks to testers, Pinwielder, Zorglov, and Chaco. Right? Introduction. Beethro entered the palace. The corridors were dark, the scattered lights scarcely illuminating the way forward. At least it's warmer inside. 1. Beethro descended into the first level of the palace, ready to smite any monsters on the way, cautiously stumbling past a force hero who knew there was no turning back. Cautiously stumbling? That doesn't make any sense. Stumbling is what happens after you're not cautious. Okay, let's see. Looks to me like I'm supposed to stick one of these in each of those places. And also there's this broken wall here for no apparent reason. Alright, well this seems to be a puzzle at any rate. Let's see if I can achieve literally anything. Ah yes, the first room is snake manipulation. Well, I can push this guy in there. I guess that's good enough. I played some sampling of rooms in the levels, but I didn't play all that many of them. It's been a week, so I don't exactly remember which rooms. I know that I got completely stuck on every room of the forum. Magically make 17 tar babies exist inside of a blob of tar that you can't cut once you're away from it. I wonder if I should go ahead and cut this guy one more tile short. Maybe not. In theory, a longer snake is easier to manipulate. In practice, snakes are impossible to manipulate. So, I don't know. So I need to push this guy into the door button, into the button. Now I wonder... Oh no, there's force arrows, okay. For a second I was thinking, what happens if I clear this room but I don't push them on the buttons? Wouldn't I then be stuck when I leave to the east and come back? But actually I can't do that. Gun on the architect, I guess. I could get this guy stuck against himself and the other rattlesnake and then like try to use the spare time to reposition myself. I'm just not sure that's going to help. Oh, okay. That works, I guess. Now you, there's so little space in here, I should probably... Maybe I should perhaps shorten this or one of the others. Right, I feel like both of these are in my way. And I don't actually need them to be alive even, so... Let's make this guy a tile shorter as well. So I guess that spot that I broke a wall is like that, perhaps because the architect couldn't manage the guy to go west either without doing that. Or thought it, or was feeling particularly merciful as far as that goes. Is it snakes like to go north and east, or am I misremembering? I just don't know how to push this guy south. Like, there's not enough space to really push him anywhere. I kinda wish I could equip a stick in this room. I don't know how to do this. He will not go south. Maybe I should have kept some of the west maybe I should have kept some of the west rattlesnake around? Maybe? Let's see. Oh, hang on. This might be something. Oh yeah, I think the last time I went that way, he decided to just follow me inside, which wasn't very helpful. Oh, and he's just going to turn north even if I'm south of him. Under some of these conditions. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was a good spot. I guess that was perhaps the intent even, since I noticed that there are kind of alcoves you can pull yourself in, put yourself into to pull snakes along both southward and westward, but not northward and eastward. So the last hold mentioned snakes, but this hold actually has them. I guess I need to cycle this guy another time or two for him to not bonk himself into a wall. Oh, now he won't even go west. I don't know how to fix this. He just does not want to go in there. I'm never fond of this put the snake on the magic cycle where he just decides to go the right way for no otherwise apparent reason. I'm not generally fond of such things. And I don't know what I did right the first time, because it's not working now. Why won't you just go west instead of being a jerk? I don't know what else I can do about this. I mean, if he's on the right phase to skate across this one, then he'll be on the wrong phase to skate across that one. And from what I can tell, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, once he started going west, there's no way to push him east again or waste any time with him. He'll just immediately go where I don't want him to go, no matter what. I don't get it. What do you want me to do here? Like, I have literally no options and no way to actually adjust the timing. Like, I don't have enough control over when he goes west. I can only do it within some multiple of whatever number this is, which is not enough to deal with the problem. And I guess I can keep looping him this way until he finally decides to stop being annoying. It seems like that's going to take a while. And also he'll occasionally just decide to go east for no reason, which is just great. Well, my my first goal is to try and force him to rotate the other way. Instead of always coming down as soon as possible, I'd like him to go west first and then go south, so he's rotating whatever this way is instead of that way. Not even that seems like it's possible to make him do, though. So I don't know. Well, I know hitting the orb as soon as possible doesn't work. It doesn't seem like it should help at all. Like, if I'm on the force arrow, then he's gonna try to go south. Hang on, I think I have an idea. I'm not exactly sure how to arrange the timing, but if I'm here when he hits the first thing, then he absolutely will not go the wrong way there. But then I think he'll always go the wrong way at this point, because he'll choose to go north rather than chasing. He'll choose to go north because he can't chase me. So I guess that doesn't work either. Why put such a difficult, irritating room as one of your first rooms in your entire hold? That's what I don't understand. Like, couldn't you put, like, something more reasonable with less strict requirements as literally the second puzzle in your entire hold? Why have the first puzzles in your hold be based on terrible snake manipulation in the first place? That's what I can't understand. Like, how is this supposed to work? It just doesn't. It never works. Nothing works, and it's terrible. This isn't even the end of it. It's like I have to do this impossible timing nonsense. And then probably I need to turn this adder around by some other magic manipulation. I mean, I get that, but I can't make it work. No matter what I do, it doesn't work. I can make it work here, but I can't make it work there. North of the first dead end. What? Except that if he's going the wrong way when he hits this corner, he's going to run east instead of going west where I need him to go for no apparent reason. I know there's a reason, it doesn't feel apparent ever. In theory, if it were just a matter of looping him around enough times for it to work, then I shouldn't need to count anything. I should just be able to loop him around, undo, and then do it again. But I've been doing that, and that hasn't been working, which is a big part of what I'm talking about when I say I don't have enough control over the snake at all. He has to be inclined to go west when he reaches this tile, or else he's going to decide to go east for no apparent reason, and that won't work. That, or I guess I could loop him there and hope that something works then. If there weren't such a long path between here and there, then I could bait him west. Actually, if there were more space between the first dead end and the second one, then I could bait him west here, which wouldn't depend on the preference at all, and then run south and west again to get him to go west. But there's not enough space to do that either. I don't know. This is just not a good room to put second and required in your hold. I'm not likely to ever complete this without help. Like, the snake won't ever just decide to go west. Hi. We're staring at a terrible snake room. The snake will never just decide to go west if I happen to be south of him, right? Like, that's just not a thing he's going to do. There's no broken walls here that are just make this puzzle a fake out or something, right? I just don't get it. Like, why would you ever make this one of your first rooms? Unless you just want most players to stop playing it. Like, of all things, it's my feeling that if you're going to put a bunch of horrible snake manipulation in your hold, it had better either be a hold that's completely themed around that, or pretty deep in, where the players had time to feel like they like your hold enough to put up with it. I don't know. That's just me, though, because I don't like it. This is the way I thought I wanted him rotating at some point. I don't remember why, though. Oh, come on. No, don't do that. Go west. What are you doing? Okay. I guess it's completely useless to ever even have him going that way, because he'll just rocket back to the east for no reason, even then. Like, if he's doing this, he can only choose to go south when he reaches this corner, instead of sometimes deciding to go east. But sometimes he'll decide to go east when he goes to the other corner instead, which is equally unhelpful. I feel like I'm repeating the same 30-ish steps over and over again. Right? There's some magic combination of pushing him back and forth between the tiny square and the big square that works, probably. But what that combination is, I have no idea, and I don't think it's plausible to ask a player to figure that out. By plausible, I probably meant to say feasible. I'm gonna have to give this up, because this just isn't doable for me. I can't figure this one out. So, despite some impressions that it might be a decent hold, I can't even get past room number 2, which is not really a good sign of any kind. I tried everything I could think of. I went up there. If you go north, there's not enough space between the two dead ends. Because if you go to the north, there just isn't enough space between the two dead ends. If he moves past this one, then he'll always hit that one, because you'll always be south of him then. You can't step on the trap door, because then you'll be stuck to the west, or the snake at least won't be able to get to the button, which you have to go to. I don't know. Let's look at Nanfro Budkin's first dungeon by Noah Tenney. Nanfro Budkin designed and built a dungeon that became infested within a week after it was finished. The dungeon's closed until Beethro clears it for him. It's a good thing for Beethro that Nanfro has some respect for Smite Masters, unlike some dungeon owners. Yeah, New Hold is also here. The first roaches. Hopefully this dungeon won't be too hard. So many dungeons have been evil lately, Beethro remarked as he entered the dungeon. Welcome to Nanfro Budkin's first dungeon, my first attempt at dungeon making. If you're a prisoner, well, just follow our schedule and all will work out. If you're a visitor, I hope you enjoy your stay. Nanfro Budkin, dungeon owner and architect. So, what is the relationship? Is he Beethro's 71st cousin twice removed? Where's the orb? Oh, there's the orb. It's like, where's the orb to open the roaches? Probably. It interests me sometimes how the word dungeon has changed its meaning completely for people who play, well, largely people who play video games, but maybe other kinds of games like tabletop games as well. Like, strictly speaking, a dungeon is a place where you keep prisoners, like a medieval prisoner place kind of location. But if you talk to somebody about a dungeon in a video game, you're almost never referring to a place where prisoners could or would reasonably be kept. It almost feels like by the point of Ocarina of Time, the people behind Legend of Zelda were trying really hard to push back against the change in the definition of dungeon. Just look at all the roaches that are coming. I'm getting out of here while I still can. I'm writing this note for some reason. And even Deadly Rooms of Death has gone out of its way to kind of backpedal on redefining what a dungeon is by saying, oh, but they're actually holds instead. But as far as I'm concerned, I've long since accepted that we have officially changed the meaning of dungeon, or at least added a meaning to the word that it didn't have before. Just can't seem to get this right. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. Yep. Just roaches everywhere. I would have appreciated maybe finding something between Complete Nightmare of Snake and This is a tutorial for tutorialing for this hold, but I don't know. I could probably be a bit braver with this, but why stop something that's working? Yes, there is a reason for the dead ends. What dead ends? Oh. Yeah. I'd like to know which dead ends we're talking about, but I really don't care that much at the same time. I guess maybe they're just referring to these pseudo-roach mazes here. And now for this one. Which fortunately cleared itself about halfway out as I was busy doing something else. Yeah, it's like roach mazes with padding made of roaches, basically. Like essentially you could justifiably call it a roach maze if you just had like these last three in there alone. But we put in a bunch more roaches to make it feel like there are a lot of roaches. It seems like. These are all kind of the same thing over and over again. I don't know why I needed 4 of this instead of just 1. Ah, now this is a roach maze with force arrow traps. We didn't discuss force arrow traps when we talked about those holes in ball puzzles. I guess even if you don't have fire traps, these are pretty valid substitute for that. Because they're equally as well a failure state. Are the holes you were referring to in a ball maze, are those failure states? I really don't remember. I was thinking of one of those multi-tiered ball mazes where you have holes that go back and forth between 2 different levels. You have to like make the ball go up and down. I'm not sure if that's anywhere near as common as I'm thinking about. But somehow that was what I imagined. It's Did You Know Backswiping, featuring JonTron of the famous channel JonTron. And this is literally go in a circle. How nice. Now let's see. This requires a bit of cleverness, I suppose. Let do. There we go, that's it. This was a pretty nice room, I'll admit. Easy, eh? Enjoy it while it lasts. Okay then. Anyway, that was a pretty nice room. Every roach served some kind of purpose. Okay, yeah. So force arrows work equally as well. Whoops. Whoops. You think of roach hordes, it's always like something. There's like an element of positioning the roaches, and there's an element of having room to retreat along if the roaches get too many to a row. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. You could probably just ignore me. Alright, I got the exit level, which means I need to trek all the way back through all this. We couldn't be bothered to put in a shortcut. You just go back and contemplate what you've done to all these roaches. I guess in theory you might not have done it to some of them, except most of these rooms terminate with green doors. Like this might be a room I could come back to later, but for the most part they're just one way anyway. What, was there an exit to the east in that room? No. Okay, now to go west. And here is the central exit room. Roach reproduction. So far, it doesn't seem that difficult, said Beethro as he entered the second floor. Ah, I see. This room has traps all open. Force arrow traps, the sort where you don't notice that you've made the room unsolvable until like 20 minutes later. So I can't do that. I guess I'll just stand here and get rid of these. I can't do that either. So how do I proceed? I guess I need to pull the roaches that are to the west as far north as I can get away with. Even that doesn't seem like it'll work. Well, I can do that. Yeah, I can just lure them to me one at a time. That's a little dull, but it works. Oh. That's fine, that guy is just on a force arrow, he's not past it yet. Okay, so now I can go get rid of you. Then go this way. And then these four. I'm looking for the remaining traps to see what I might need to avoid doing. Let's see, I think I can get away with killing you. And you. I don't need to worry particularly about those guys. We don't want to go too far west here. So I don't want to do that yet. I need to do that instead. Okay. That was it. Alright then. I'm not sure I should be breaking walls I don't need broken. Oh, is this a speed room? I'm gonna treat this as a speed room, because I'm not sure. No, I don't know. I don't see a way to... I definitely can't make it all the way over here before that. Is this faster? I feel like I wasted a lot of turns turning my sword, but I guess that was about exactly one turn fast enough. Alright then. It's always weird when you're doing an efficiency type room and it feels like what you're doing is actually slower than what you should be doing. It feels like the faster move is the slower one, is what I'm saying. Alright, well, welcome to the roach shaping rooms, where you need to shape the roaches. Here we need to shape 3 groups of roaches all at once. It's been a long time since I've seen these. I don't know, it's like these kind of fell out of favor once we started having a lot more elements to work with. Yeah, exactly. Like, this is a very... Like, I don't even remember if Rooted Hold had something like that. This is a nightmare, though. It's difficult to... I guess there's just an order to them. You need one to be you need to arrange one of them the right way before you can arrange a specific other one. Oop. And also you need to release them in the right order. Okay, the west end looks a little more forgiving, perhaps. I just need to have all 4 roaches on the button before I press it, probably. And by the button, of course, I meant the door. Alright, so now I need to line you 4 up. And we might have a problem. Do I need to change the rule order, or... I'm not sure how to fix this. Okay, I thought so, but I was a little nervous. So, which one would be ideal to do last? I guess the north or south one would be better to do last, at least, because the orbs are right where the doors are, instead of being off to one side. Yeah. Just what I was thinking. It's possible we had the thought at about the same time and not, given stream delay. Yeah, that's it. Maybe it was felt by some people or something that the roach shaping room had already reached its pinnacle and seen all of its potential spent. I'm not sure. Maybe you could make something creative with that to use some of our new elements. Like you could make roach shaping with a time clone to help you. Go north once you complete this room. Well, what if I don't wanna, huh? What are you gonna do about it? This is a slightly differently flavored version of the really long corridor you must walk down before you can go kill the roach horde because the queen spawned it. Like, if you want the player to start out with a fixed number of roaches having already been spawned, why don't you just place them in the room with the queens? That's what I don't understand about this kind of thing. Oh well, what does this say? Never underestimate security. What security? There's no security here, there's just roach queens. Alright, so I guess this room is, yo, push the roach queens. But I need to spawn in a particular turn or something. Sure looks like it. How do we go about this? Well, I'm going to push them west, and then I'm going to release them in time that... Actually, I don't know. This is weird. How do I go... How is this supposed to work? If I push the orb... Oh, that's a toggle. Okay. I thought it just opened closed. If it's a toggle, then I can make this work easy. So this is mostly just a matter of positioning and then opening. But here I'm going to have to be a little careful so I can push them north again. And I'll worry about pulling the roaches out after me after I'm done with these. With a little bit of during. Alright, so now... Ooh. That's good enough. Alright, get the queens out. Kill the queens, kill the roaches, and we're good. I trapped a roach. Oh, I trapped several roaches. Okay. How annoying. How do I avoid this situation? Guess I can pull these guys over there. Oops. So I could have still pushed the orb way back here. Yeah, okay. I just need to get rid of all those guys before I can continue. Or at least I need to have them not anywhere near the force arrows. Just latch them in here. And then I can push west. Push. It's what you do when you're not sure whether you want to pull or push something. You push. There. Now there's no... Ah, come on. That one guy. Get out of there, guy. There. This room is, much more than it looks like it is. And now I should be fine. It almost feels like it's that way by accident, like they just meant those as traps for the queens, but they happened to also be traps for roaches. I don't know. It's hard to say. Well, I can't go south here. Looks like I am supposed to go through this room. So this room is 100%, yo, check out my sweet roach horde. I put some force arrows so you have to walk back and forth as it forms. Doesn't look like there's any queen traps or anything here. straightforward nonsense. This looks like a pain. And it is a pain. Oh boy. I can't wait to walk around in a big spiral to pull roaches and push the queen 700 times. Like, this isn't much of a maze, it's just it's a walk. It's a long corridor that's been twisted into a little... Oh, come on. Well, I guess I can at least keep the queen trapped by what's behind her. Not sure how to go about this, though. No, that's good enough. Okay. Alright, once again, I think I need to pull the roaches up behind the queen. Somehow or other. Oh, this is so annoying. Okay. How about that, huh? When all else fails and you're doing a Roach Queen puzzle, just flood. Because I can always flood the way behind her, and I can always empty the way in front of her. So in theory, I should always be able to push her forward, at least a little bit. But this room is really irritating at this point, because it seems almost to be the intended strategy, and it's really irritating to execute. Just by tedium. Just a little farther to go. Wait. Yeesh. Now it's just pulling everybody out the spiral again. Hope I haven't missed something. No, looks like we're good. Okay then. What be to the west? Oh, it's that room I saw from the green door exit. I should probably stop trying to do something fancy and just get rid of all the roaches first before doing the queens. My impatience is just getting the better of me. There. Sheesh. Now I'm going to go west because I want to. Oh, okay. I can't go that way. I have to clear that room. From the other side, there was in principle no reason I couldn't come to this room from the north. They just decided to put a green door there because solitary confinement, Nanfro. Alright, so this is fairly cleverish. I need her to spawn exactly then. Exactly there. No? Oh. There. I need her to spawn exactly there. Very nice. Very simple, but very nice. Well, this just looks like a pain. This is the exact interpretation of the long, twisted corridor you have to walk through while a crane spawns. But twice, because once wasn't enough, I guess? Like, it's bad enough that this is tedious, but it's also kind of hard on the hand to be pushing all these buttons. I don't know. Like, I just want the maze to be over. Could you at least make it out of green doors if you're gonna do this to me? I mean, I guess at some point this is what people thought difficulty looked like in King Dugan's Dungeon. I mean, in Deadly Rings of Death. But it's just not. It's not hard, it's not challenging, it doesn't have anything really going on for it at all. It just takes forever. And I'm only really doing this room because I'm curious what's in that scroll. That must have been time-consuming. You think? Oh hey, it's that room Larry Mark made, except much, much easier. Oh, let's not stand on the force arrow traps, though. That would help. This room that I saw before. Okay. You have to push the buttons. You can push the buttons. But pushing the button frees the roaches. So you have to kill the roaches. Then you can push the button. But when you push the button, it frees the roaches. So you have to go kill all the roaches. And then you have to push the button again so that so the button gets unpushed. And then there are roaches. Oh dear. Let me just use this. I don't know how I wound up with a 3-wide roach column anyway. Did I move farther to the east than I should have? I don't even remember. That's the only plausible explanation considering where everything was before I started coming out of the maze zone. Alright then. Well, that occurred. Whew, it says. And here's a way I could go north, but there's no exit. I can't exit there yet. Right? Yeah, it is. Feels a bit dungeon-esque, I suppose. So let's see, it was the room to the west where I was advised to go north, so I'm waiting to go north in that room until I absolutely have to, which does appear to be the case now. It was all like, I advise you to go north here, and I was like, I don't want to go north, I want to go literally everywhere else first, because that's my prerogative. You gave me the options, so I'm going to take it. I'm not really sure why this is the recommended room to do next. Like, it doesn't appear to be teaching me anything all that important. It's just, here's a roach horde, yo. Possibly? You know, it would be a really cool thing to be able to do with scripting, but I'm not sure it's well, I know for a fact it's not possible exactly, is if you could make something that's like a pre-recorded time clone. Like, it's just already sitting in the room and already has its moves programmed in. I mean, I guess that's basically identical to a character Bithro that just does things. I don't know what I'm talking about. Where I started from was the thought hordes, and then like, what about, is there any way to make a horde unique these days? Well, what about a time clone horde? Or what does that even mean? Much better. Thank you. I was a little concerned about that roach that was coming on from the northeast, but it did not turn out to matter. And they trapped themselves with their own roach. If you're worried about the player needing to backtrack a lot, you can just make your passages more open, usually. I mean, I guess they did make these passages pretty open, at least after you clear all the rooms they are. Oof. So out of curiosity, do you know how many levels an Anthro has? So far we've done 2. I'm probably not going to do too much more. Mithro gave a sigh of relief upon entering the 3rd floor. It's sure nice that this floor isn't very large, so I can get real fed up with mimics sometimes. Singing mimics. Take your pick, you probably like either side. I don't like that. It looks like a tedious pain. Ugh. What's to the north? Oh, he wasn't kidding about this being small. It's literally 2 rooms. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go do this. Oh, it's not 2 rooms. There's a room to the south of here and there. But yeah, this just looks like a pain. Now, if it said you probably won't like either side, I would pay some respect, because the author knows what they're talking about, as far as liking and not liking rooms, at least. I shouldn't put any of these guys so close to Force Arrows. Just stick them, I don't know, in the top right corner or something. I still don't know how any of the elements here are supposed to be singing. I don't perceive anything resembling singing happening right now. Now, dancing, you could argue. You could make an argument for dancing, but not singing. Do I need to... Oh, I don't need to drop all the trapdoors. Okay. So that was among the things that I was being annoyed about, was, oh, I need to drop all these trapdoors too. But no, I don't actually have to do that. I just need to kill the monsters, and then I can exit the room. I guess the trapdoors exist as makeable walls that you can make if you need more walls. Which I might. Is he trapped? He's trapped, isn't he? Oh boy. Well, how about I clear the center guy first? Since he's the one, since both of the others are sufficiently far away from Force Arrows, I don't need to worry too much. Okay, 2 down. Okay. Well, this is a room here. Should look at this room. Looks like it's... Looks like we're using that mimic potion to construct a timer here, along with a roach glue, of course. And she's placed in such a way that you actually cannot cheat that timer, which is kind of clever. Because you can't go west enough to I don't think it's possible to be more efficient than that. Of course, I could be wrong, but and after that, it's yet another move through all this nonsense. Convoluted movements. Okay, well, looks like I made it with some time to spare. Not a lot of time, but some. How do you do this? I guess I should turn east instead of the west. Given the efficiency challenge, I probably did that almost as efficiently as possible, apart from the obvious mistake of killing the queen zone really slowly. Alright, I think this is enough. I get it. This is not too bad, honestly. I've seen narrow perspectives before, but I guess I'll look at it again. I think I need to quit a little early today for family reasons, so this seems like a good point to cut off. So let's see. We've looked at Mysteries of the Deep, which is, look at me, I'm a tutorial dungeon. A tutorial. This is what Trapdoor is. The Mystical Palace, which contains a nightmare of snakes, and I wish I could have seen more of it, but there's a nightmare of snakes in the way. And this, which for this, yeah, this is like AE edition, AE or King Dugan's Dungeon era. This is actually pretty good. It had some things that I could respectably call good puzzles. So this was kind of the star of today, although I think Mystical Palace might have been better if I could make it past the gatekeeper rooms. Thank you for watching, and farewell for now.